respond. Let's do this thing. We'll start with Churchil. You want to go first? Sure.
Enoch is being the editor. I'll try do this in 5 minutes, but first appreciate the very robust feedback, and just encourage all of us that this feedback should not wait for Sawela once in 5 years. Let's find ways to bring it and bring it constantly. Every single newsroom in Kenya, the first thing they do every morning is a post-mortem of their reporting of the previous 24 hours. So be encouraged to please bring through that feedback, because it just helps us to enrich the work that we do. Where we don't learn, please approach the Complaints Commission at the Media Council of Kenya, so that where you feel that the media has been completely unfair to you and that we are not even listening as you raise it, there is a court, a media court known as the Complaints Commission. Approach it, and they try to adjudicate these matters fairly quickly. I'll try to run through on some specific issues raised. Senator Bomet, mine was kind of just to raise the question as to how much is too much, and are there other ways? You know, if the auditor was not there, where else would you get that data? Is it the county plan, for example? And can we therefore encourage our counties to develop those plans? Senator Nakuru, that visit to State House is highly debated. But I think the bigger question is, should our State House be such that anybody who visits it gets profiled in a particular way? So it's a bigger question for all of us, I guess. We can pick up the details after this. Speaker, thank you very much for acknowledging and putting on record that you want to partner. We too want to partner, and not just in words, also in deed. The questions you raised in terms of oversight, distortion, the media quest for money, so that it seems like many of the decisions we take are purely profit-led, are fairly huge questions that are in play in the media today. We didn't have enough time, but maybe when we do the editors' retreat with the Senate, we'll share a lot more granular detail and data on what's happening in the media today. But the catchword is that unless we are careful as leaders of this country, we will lose independent media in Kenya. Yeah? A lot of the media entities are tottering on the cliff. They're hardly able to sustain the work that they must do. So sometimes some of the mistakes and errors and sins you see, a good portion of it is not deliberate. It's purely an entity that is running out of strength. And we need to address that question. The whole question of what digital disruption has done to our media, how international platforms are taking out resources from our space, and how then do we find sustainable ways to make sure that there is a strong media delivering for us. But I'm sure we can get into the detail around that, Speaker. Brown envelope is illegal by law, Senator Mutinda. And where you have that evidence, I want to offer here that the Guild is willing to work with you so that you help us. I'm told it's no longer just envelopes, that envelopes might be for the people, journalists in Mashinani. Those in Nairobi are taking briefcases. We have to work together to deal with that. Something Senator Soti said about strategic media communications, I think answers a lot of the questions that we raised. including the question my senator raised, Senator Otieno. The legislative agenda of the Senate is something that is deliberated by these leaders in a variety of ways and also in your committees, so that no matter ever shows up on the floor as a surprise. The question then becomes, what measures are put in place to make sure that the reporters and the editors will be ready with some background briefing, for example, prior to that debate? A lot of people are doing that today. And I'm sure we can work together to find ways.